All right, YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to my channel, Luck Armory. Here on this channel, we're going to review some guns. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to be realistic about things, especially in today's age when you have so many options, so many choices, so much information out there. Let's just cut through it and talk about it. So to open up my channel, I figured a great video to start would be with one of my favorite handguns and one of my first ever purchases. And that right there is the Glock 19X, I guess technically a Gen 4.5. So this was actually the firearm that was introduced to Glock for the military trials that SIG won, even though I think this pistol should have won. But basically here you got this Glock 17 full grip with a shorter Glock 19 slide, which in my opinion makes the perfect sized handgun. So of course, Glock 19X, Glock 17, Glock 19 combo. It is a striker-fired pistol, polymer frame with your slide up top there. This comes FDE directly from the factory, which I thought was really cool. Honestly, I love FDE. It comes with the Glock OEM night sights, if you can see those. Let me try to get there, which are metal and I think are vastly better than your standard Glock sights. That's already an upgrade off the bat. Trigger on the Glock 19X, I mean, it's a Glock trigger, not great, but if this is your first firearm or if you just want a super reliable firearm, I think trigger's fine. I personally like having a little bit of that fin safety on there. I know some people hate it. But let's quickly go through this thing, pros and cons. I love the size of it. I think for any shooter, any new shooter, female, male, getting a full-size grip and a little bit shorter of a barrel is a great combo. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's not snappy when you shoot, and you get a really good purchase down here on the firearm. It's been super reliable. I've shot a couple thousand rounds through this thing without a single malfunction. I like to clean after any range trip, but if you don't have time or if you're only going and shooting 50 rounds at a time, there is no reason to clean this every single time. And honestly, cleaning is a breeze, takedown is a breeze on Glocks. Always highly recommend them for first-time gun owners. I've kind of paired this with this little tactical grip here, just because the Glock grip isn't the best, especially when your hands start getting sweaty. It does get a little slippy there on that polymer. So I think that was about 15 bucks. TLR 7, great, kind of more budget friendly hand light there, which I like because this is my home defense bedside pistol. So I like how this sits flush, so if I'm pulling this weapon out in the middle of the night, I'm not hitting it on anything, it's not bumping. And I also like how the color matches, just personally, even though that should not matter. This has been a great light, really reliable for me, whole reliable platform. The kind of cons going into this firearm, there aren't many in my opinion. One would be this lip down here, so that makes it so you can't accept standard Glock 17 mags. You have to get these Glock kind of 19 mags. You can just saw that off right there and make this thing more compatible. I left everything OEM on this gun because that's how I think you maintain that Glock reliability. Even if you change a recoil spring, a barrel, trigger, even to really good reviewed stuff, I still think it changes the reliability, in my opinion. I think your bedside home defense primary firearm should be stock, especially if you're going with Glock. Other cons to this gun, you know, the trigger is not the best, but it is what it is. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. It's a little more expensive than your standard Glocks, but you get the FDE, which has held up great for me. Shooting a bunch, keeping it holstered has been great for me. Barrel wear is pretty standard. You can see up here, and then if I can get it for you, normal kind of Glock bite, Glock smile there. Nothing too bad though, in my opinion. Magazine wise, they have these flush fit 17 rounders. You can kind of see these fit more flush, or you kind of got these ones, still 17 round, but with the extended base plate. I don't know if you can squeak any more into this. I haven't tried. I don't push my mags as hard as I can. Once I kind of get to that 17 and feel it, I just leave it there. Not a huge problem to me. Yeah, these mags are a little more expensive than your standard Glock mags, but you can find them on good deals like Mag Shack, stuff like that. Local gun range even runs some deals. These have been 100% reliable. Have not cleaned them once. So, overall, going into 2025, would I recommend the Glock 19X? In my opinion, I would still recommend it. Suggest you go pick one up. They're running a little bit cheaper nowadays at the little kind of initial surge of them, but this thing's been reliable. You get a factory FDE Glock, which I think is great. The only option comparable to it would be the Glock 45, which is the same gun, which is MOS cut. If you want to put a red dot on this, and I believe it accepts the other mags, so that option's a little bit better. However, I like to have a gun, a firearm with no MOS plates, so I never catch that bug of putting a red dot on this. I still have to train irons, and I still have just fully stock Glock. That's not going to fail on me. The red dot's not going to fail. It's not going to jam, even if it does malfunctions in Glocks. Super easy to fix quickly. So overall in 2025, still recommending the Glock 19X. Still one of my favorite shooters. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have a favorite that maybe isn't quite what the industry wants a standard to be anymore. You know, all these different SIG variations. You got different Walthers coming out with better, nicer triggers. Let me know what your guys' old faithful is. Thanks for checking out. Stay tuned for my next video.